this will be the last one for the rest of the year in Nashville, because on Monday I head to Europe and continue and play another 20 plus shows on this tour and for the rest of the year, which is going to be so great.
And you deserve it. And hopefully I'll catch you on the road somewhere around the world. And we have a special guest today. Not only is he my fashion consultant, letting me know the latest and greatest in all types of shorts and t-shirts, but he's also a UFC champion, legend, Hall of Famer. He's probably one of the most charismatic characters in all of the UFC. But what I like most about Forrest Griffin is he is a humble friend. And you can know, like you, James, who your friends are by who shows up when they don't have to show up. And I'm just blessed to have Forrest Griffin as a friend. He is also the vice president of performance at the UFC currently as well. I think he's somehow involved in the slap fighting shit as well. But you are in for a treat. One of my favorite celebrity entrepreneurs, Forrest Griffin. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's happening, guys? James, great to see you again. Congratulations on getting a free trip to Europe. It sounds awesome. Can't wait to perform, travel 12 hours, then perform again, sleep 4 hours, then perform again. Yeah,
you know the deal, great. Baby.
You're gonna love it.
You know what? I signed up for it, so I do my best not to bitch about it, but I do appreciate you bringing it up. Sometimes not sleeping for weeks or months at a time isn't super fun, but you know, it is super fun getting to play music for a living. So that's about all the complaining I got.
Yeah, of course. I had an epiphany yesterday that bad life choices make for great stories and great adventures. So yeah, keep making bad life choices. I think great adventures are a byproduct of bad life choices.
I think sometimes they can be, as long as it doesn't go too far and it's your last great adventure, right? You want to kind of walk that tightrope.
You're a little young for that. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
No wonder so many high school and college girlfriends of mine are telling so many stories because of the bad choice they made, as you could tell.
Well, you know, Dave, the fact that they're still talking about you is amazing, because I assure you my college girlfriends forgot about me long ago.
Mostly what I hear is Dave Meltzer was hung like Einstein and smart as a horse.
There you go. I love it.
I love that. I'm going to use that, not just on you.
Well, hey, Forrest, there's something I haven't asked you, on the entrepreneur side of it. A lot of people don't know the UFC has a lot of deal flow, and you get to see a lot of products, services, solutions that people are pitching you all the time for the UFC, for the fighters. In the entrepreneurial side of things, are you a person who, vets those deals, or how do you handle all the deal flow that comes through you?
So, yeah, no, that's a great question. The deals, not so much. Initially, I actually was, but now we have, initially there were 8 of us, right? So that was one of the things I did with a guy named James, and we kind of brought in the original partners. Right now, I more work in the space of the product. So I have the Ultra Human ring, we're trying them out. So we test the products to see if it's right for our athlete population, and if that partnership is endemic or makes sense to better the UFC athlete. And frankly, you think we have some very high level partners. Is this something that we're willing to put the UFC marks on, or the UFC PI marks? Obviously, I don't have anything to do with the larger UFC, but do we think this is a real product? If you're familiar with Thorne, right? Thorne supplements. I think it's probably the best there is. They do everything right. The UFC could make more money partnering with a different product. There's several products like that. There's probably more sponsorship dollars out there, but like Smith and Nephew's another one. They make braces, crutches, post-injury stuff that our PT team uses. And again, they only targeted that product because that's the one that our team uses, and that's the best in class. So, it's funny. While I personally am a complete and absolute sellout, the PI, we actually hold to a much higher standard as far as what they're going to work with and who they're going to, do business with.
I got to ask you a question. Who makes the best shorts?
The best shorts. Well, it's hard to say, because right now True Classic is paying me and giving me shorts. So I would have to say True Classic, and
Nice.
You did
that may
preface this
actually
with
be.
saying you're a sellout, so we can't be that surprised by this comment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I am. I mean, these are.
Give us a show. Give us a full spin. That's nice. Really
these are-
accentuates the butt. Any guys out there that want to lift the ass, less about
True
performance, really more about
classics.
aesthetic
True
here.
Classics. Hey, that's what you got to say. I may be, I may be selling out, but I'm actually wearing the product.
Yeah, that's cool. You're a good sellout. That's good.
Well, it's like I haven't paid for clothes in so long. Sometimes I have to buy socks, and I'm like confused.
I'll get you. I got a Happy Sock sponsor. I'll get them to sponsor you.
You have to pay for socks. This is crazy.
You've made it when you don't have to pay for things literally down to your drawers and socks. That's real success right there.
I'm successful.
Yeah, Manscaped sent me like all the underwear I'd ever need, so I'm good.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, I love that. It sounds like it's
sold out to my underwear.
Yeah,
sold out down to the underwear. I love it. Well, look, for actually like a pragmatic lesson here, maybe, which it's real hard for me to find one in this conversation, but I'm searching and I think I might have come up with something. Turning down the short-term easy money to make sure you're aligned with a brand. Do you think that will ultimately create more success for anybody out there? It's like, oh, here's quick money, or here's the right choice. And it may not be as much right now, but long-term, is that generally the best path to take?
Yes, of course. And you know why? I mean, I'm not telling you anything you guys don't know, because people know. People in the space know, like if we, do logo slap and it's a crap product, the fighters are going to use that product and they're going to be like, this is a crap product. And that's going to take away from your, if you that's going to take away from it, right? So, yeah.
And, in the aspect of you being an executive with the UFC, you tend to take a more casual approach, but I also know that you are a high performer in everything that you do. I love someone that can do the job and have fun doing it. When did that shift for you, not to take life so seriously, your job so seriously, but still be the best that you can be?
Dave, I'm going to break your heart. I know you love me. I know I am a different person. Talking to you now, I'm trying to be at work. I do get nervous. I do get like, I got to be here on time. It has to be done right. And yeah, again, you have your work self and you have your relaxed self, and you have we all are a little bit of a social butterfly, not even in the bad sense, but that you form to the environment of the task you have to do. And so when there's a task that has to be done at work, I sometimes prefer just to get straight information, bang, bang, as opposed to let's make it humorous. Tell me about your life. And again, this is something that I'm working on, because my wife tells me that you should really ask children, because that's the thing they love the most. So that's you should probably care if somebody has to leave because their kid's sick. You should probably follow up and say, hey, what happened? Are you okay? How's it going? But that, to me, it's very I'm task oriented. We're trying to do X. Let's do X.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm just a very straight line at work.
Good.
But I think that's when work can become fun. When you know that you've got the tasks oriented and situated, you have everybody who's driven, they're task oriented, and they want to succeed. So they're going to get their work done. And you don't have to worry so much about overseeing to make sure that they're there and they're getting the work done. Then I think then you can have fun. Then you can bullshit. Then you can laugh. Then you can joke. Then you have more time to even care. But if you don't have people working with you that are so focused enough to understand the tasks they need to do day in, day out, I found that's when it's very unfun. It's like, dude, why am I coming back to the same drawing board, giving you the same structure, the same motivation, the same talk? And I think that comes down to teachability, like an eagerness and a willingness to be there, but also teachability. And here's a good question for you. I've gone through a pretty interesting week when it comes to some of my staff, some of the teammates who work with me. And I don't mean to sound ageist as I say this. I'm only 35 and I'm hiring a lot of people in their 20s. It's really fucking hard to find people that want to work for more than 30 days, let's say, that want to show up on time on day 31 the same way they did on day one. What's your guys' experience with that? And how have you found ways to motivate, teach, encourage people in their 20s or younger to want to put in that effort?
Lots of internships. You work an internship for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's hard to fake it. You know, it's hard to make that show up and grit when you have the master's student that's finishing their master's and then they're working the fueling station and they're grinding, and on fight weeks they're getting everything ready. People are willing to go above and beyond. You see it, month in, month out, right? So I would say internships are the best that I've ever seen, because you can. I'm pretty good at interviews, and I could probably get you to hire me for something I'm not qualified to do.
Yeah.
But, you give me 3 months on the job, you'll know you should not have hired me. But then it's like, well, what do you do now? We don't have a probationary period here. Like, we just fire you for a reason in the first 90 days, just if you aren't, whatever. But yeah, definitely, you get those internships and then even fellowships. And the fellows work here, and those are the people we end up hiring.
You're so right. Surprisingly, by the way, you're so right. I love when Forrest acts like an executive and talks like an executive and has these great executive ideas. There's no other way, in my experience, than having a 90-day internship combined with a 6 to 12-month consultative relationship. So the expectations are you're going to learn the values and cultures of the company, the daily practices of the company, and the execution model of the company. And they will expose themselves. Sooner or later, the things that you will never know from a resume or an interview come out, because the truth always does. And it's just a matter of time. In fact, we purposely put interns in positions on the road at big, exciting events with alcohol and drugs around them, to get the real picture of where we're going to be. And, we also take them out to eat to see how they treat the waiter or the hostess. We learn a lot about someone from how they act outside of the office. So we do our best in the internship and in the 6 to 12 months consultative arrangement to give them exposure outside of the course of business. So because there's people like, my friend Forrest, that he interviews real well. His resume looks amazing. He's a legend. He knows to put his work face on. He has 2 different personalities, but you keep taking him out. Pretty soon you learn a lot about the way he really thinks and dresses and how amazing he is outside of the office. And you get the best people that stay with you, because people work for cultures, not companies. And if you don't give it an opportunity to align with the culture, just with the responsibilities and capabilities, you're going to find you're in a very inexpensive loop of hiring people and firing people. That's the most expensive thing. As you're going on the road and you just lost a critical employee, you know how expensive that's going to be in the next 30 days on the road.
Yeah. Key takeaway, pardon me. I need to be providing more drugs and alcohol.
Yes.
I think is what I got from that. Cool. So you get right to the chase, cut to the chase, see what they're interested in or not.
You're in the industry, bro.
Hold on. In your line of work, that seems pretty reasonable, actually.
I mean, it should be. I will say that actually I'm not going to name names here, but before 21, close to 21, had several executives provide plenty of drinks. That's not exactly frowned upon in film, TV, and music. It's just there. But to your point, David, I do similar things because I'm out at events and I'm at shows and I'm backstage, and there's always that stuff around. You don't have to look so far for it. And it's always interesting to see the people that gravitate towards like open bar. That's really exciting. Now I get it. I like an open bar as much as the next guy when it's time to drink, but it's very rarely time to drink, especially when you're on the fucking clock. And so that's really indicative of how seriously people take their job and their position. Now, I thought I put a 25-year-old age minimum for a couple of my last hires, thinking by 25, I had my shit together. I was running companies before I was 20.
Yeah.
I bought real estate. I was taking care of my family. Now, I understand that's not everybody's experience, but I was like, all right, 21, 22 out of college, I'm going to get what you expect. But 25 and up, and to be honest, I don't think that matters. And so I've taken away that because it comes down to the person. You can be 21 years old and have your shit together and be motivated and be tenacious because you want to win and you want to be there. And I'm going to give you that opportunity. And you can also be 30 and 35 and still not have your shit together. And ultimately, it comes down to who you are and who you want to be and the choices you make. So I'm actually less ageist after this loss I've had this last week because I don't think that helped anything. The 25-year-old minimum.
Yeah, I agree. At Forrest, that last question is we get going. The money has changed from the time you started to the biggest pay-per-view that you were a part of, the first one. But the money has changed. And I wonder if it comes a point where after success of winning, that money becomes the true motivator. And with all the social media money that's out there, some of, the current champions, like I'm thinking, I would much rather fight Jake Paul for $100 million pay-per-view than someone like Michael Chandler, where I may be able to beat Michael Chandler, but he's going to beat the shit out of me for $10 million. Do you see that coming into play more and more with the UFC fighters who have those type of opportunities?
Yes and no. This is something I actually disagree with Dana on. Who was it, Hagler, that said it's hard to get up and run at 5 a.m. when you're getting out of silk sheets? I think it was Marvin Hagler that said that. Dana was saying, you give a guy $2 million, then they're not as hungry. But I think for me, winning feels better than money. Just does. You guys know this, like accomplishing a thing, being world champion, that feels, there's no, like, I would give money to get that feeling again. But two, I remember making a good chunk of money and I thought, well, that's cool, but I want to make more than that. That's cool, but wasn't $1 million. That's what I want to make. It wasn't, you give me $1 million, I'm going to get greedy in a good way. Now I want $2 million,
Sure.
So, I think, there's some people get complacent and some don't. I think that's an individual trait. I think it's just, again, you talk about money, fame, that kind of expose what people are really made of to an extent, right?
Yeah.
It just, it kind of highlights good and bad characteristics. For me, you give me some money, I just want more, greedy in a good way. It's good to be greedy. Cool, I won that fight. Let me do this again. And I see a lot of kids, that are coming up that feel like that. They're like, oh, last year you made $14,000. You made $80,000 in your last fight, awesome. But 100,000 be a lot cooler than 80,000, 200,000 be a lot cooler than 100,000. And again, I don't think it's so, any professional sport, what you forget is, like, if you're doing this right, this needs to be your forever money, which is kind of scary. So for me, money actually decreased the fun of fighting for me.
Yeah, and it's relative, James, just the same as your hiring, right? It's just, I thought half of my interns in the summer are from referrals. So they're, people of influence or wealthy people who want me to give their kid a job. And half are from resumes, Ivy League. And I thought for sure the resume kids would outperform the entitled kids. And it was 50-50, half of them, it's just like, I think Forrest is bringing out, it's just an individual, what you're built, do you have a desire to be what you must be? Like, you have economically no reason to be on the road so much, but you have that in your heart. You must be what you can be, and you give it your all, regardless of that mansion that you live in Nashville and that beautiful bride that you're engaged to. You just keep pumping it out. I'm proud of you.
I appreciate it. Look, I think I echo exactly what you guys are talking about. I love that you speak about greed not being a bad thing. I think greed is almost an accentuation of what we're talking about. I think it's more drive. It is being what you can be. Cool. Let's say, made $1 million last year. I believe I can double that, 5x that, 10x that. We've done some amazing things. I want to do more. But part of my motivation, what's changed in the last 5 years, let's say between, the previous 5 years, and I've been working for almost 20 at this point professionally. In the last 5 years, I got more motivated by being able to employ more people. So growing companies really is bigger than just me. And I'm not being virtuous as I say that, because of course, then my share becomes much larger too. Yeah. So does my ability to bring more people on, to feed more families, to have more impact in every category that I want to have impact, whether it's influence, employing other people, or just making more money. So it is exciting. It's exciting knowing, hey, I did this. Cool. I proved I can do that. Now let me challenge myself. And I think that's what it comes down to. Those of us that are intrinsically motivated to see what we can accomplish. Even when we accomplish big things, we then go, well, fuck it. Let's do it bigger next time. That's fun. That's what gets me up in the morning. That's why I do continue to tour around the world and travel. And in my off time, instead of taking a break, I go and book speaking gigs, and I'm doing a real estate portfolio, and I'm still reading books and learning new things. And I'm not speaking as if I'm anything special. I just want it more than most people to look down on me. And if you're going to hate on me for doing this, then you're being fucking lazy.
I love it. That's why I have Miles follow you.
You know what I heard, James? I heard that you have to keep grinding because now people are depending on you. If you quit the money wagon, the money train rolling, people's kids can't go to private school. They got to, so now, you got the stress of all those employees.
But what great motivation.
Mouths to feed, bro.
What great motivation.
No, for sure.
And I can only imagine when I have kids, God willing, that's, a couple of years away is what we're thinking. And man, I can only imagine if I'm this motivated now, I'm not going to sleep when I have kids. I'm like, fuck it. I really got to make sure everybody's stable. But I think that's great. And the older I get, the more I not only accept that pressure, I crave the pressure because I've realized I can do it. I'm past the wondering if I can do it. Now it's simply a curiosity of how much bigger can I do it? And I'm going to find out.
Yeah, I just love the fact that all three of us love winning more than we love money. And the money follows winning. So if you win at work, you win in your family, you win with your friends, you win in new ventures by getting feedback when other people don't see you winning, but you're winning. The money will follow, and it always does. And you wake up every morning excited to do what you can do and be what you can be. And I'm just blessed to have both of you celebrity entrepreneurs in my life. I look forward to the next time we all get together. I want to thank both of you for showing up, especially Forrest last week, man. He showed up. Everybody loves this guy. He's going to get his own TV deal soon. Dana's going to have to up his pay to keep him. Anyways, thank you both for joining Celebrity Entrepreneur Show.
Right on. Forrest, great to see you, brother. Appreciate you.
See you, brother.
James.
Thank you, my friend. See you soon, I hope.
See you soon. We'll be back. Awesome. That's Forrest Griffin, the legend, Hall of Fame fighter and champion of the UFC, and also executive of the UFC. And also, I'm proud. You may not call me one, but I'm proud to call him my friend. He's amazing.
I think he does.
I'm proud to call James my friend. And like I said, he might have missed it, but you're one of the people that, Miles is following, and I use as I don't let him follow Forrest, but I let him follow you. You definitely have the character and discipline that it takes to be successful, and it's appreciative. You got a quick takeaway of the day for me?
My takeaway is what I just experienced. I just had so much fun. That's one of my favorite episodes we've done in a while. He's such a great guest, and seeing the way that he approaches his work, it's fun. Now it's task driven. It's kind of no bullshit, which is like, dude, you got to obviously get the job done, show up. But then when you get it done and you win and you succeed, you get more excited to do more. And these are the people, you and Forrest, that I love having in my life. And I hope that this attracts the next round of whether it's interns or employees or a combination of both to reciprocate a similar energy. Come in excited. This can be fun and it should be fun. But the basis of fun is show up early, prepared, get your shit done. And then the rest of it's fun. It's really unfun when you don't. And he's an exemplary example of clearly has his stuff together. And so he's able to goof and joke and enjoy life, even at his job. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think the lesson that I learned is something that you and Forrest displayed, which is I always say that happiest people are the people that enjoy what they don't like and don't love about what they love. You love performing. Yeah. But there's a lot of things you don't like or love about performing. Sure. My wife loves me, but she's learned to enjoy what she doesn't like or love about me.
Yeah.
And those, to me, are the secrets. And, there's always struggle with the resolution inherently upon it. So for me, everybody enjoy what you and learn to love what you don't like or love about what you love, and you will be excited. Enthusiastic means with God in theos, and live your life in that commandment of God, and to co-create, collaborate, and coordinate your success, your divine direction. Just like James Maslow, he certainly has a lot of fans. If you want to look in the comments, he's handsome, he's awesome, he's cool, he's humble.
Most of those are from you, David. I still appreciate them, though. I just want you to know that.
I just want somebody one time to say, God, Dave Meltzer's so handsome. Oh, there's my wife. Oh, good.
Oh, I got one comment away. I was so focused on you. I'll get you next time.
All right. Anyway, everyone, let's give a huge round of applause for the amazing James Maslow. This is the Celebrity Entrepreneur Show with James Maslow. We will see you next week on the road.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you, brother. See you next week.
Love you. Congrats. He is humble. He's merciful. He is frugal, and he is happy. That's my man. He is living with character and discipline. I'm David Meltzer. This is the Celebrity Entrepreneur Show. Reach out to me, david@dmeltzer.com. We're going to be on tour ourselves. Come and join us with Go Fund Yourself in Los Alamitos, SoFi Mastermind, New York City VIP dinner and meetup, holding court, then the 1% event, keynoting that. And my daughter Marissa got a speaking spot at the 1% event. I am super proud of her first speaking engagement. Then over to Jacksonville, meetup, holding court with the Aspire executives. Back to New York for an investor VIP dinner, meetup, holding court. Rhode Island, meetup, holding court. And then on to the Aspire business tour. Gary V, Ed Milet, myself, Eddie Wilson, Andrew Cordell, Mark Leonis, all of the boys and girls will be hanging out together on the Aspire business tour. Anyone in my community that would like to come see me and come to my meetup, I will give you a free ticket to the Aspire business tour in Columbus, Ohio. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Happy to give you a free ticket to the Aspire business tour to come see me and meet up with me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to be informed or invited, my text community is 949-298-2905. If you don't want to be informed, don't want to be invited, do not text me at 949-298-2905. Remember, most importantly, be more interested than interesting. Be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Hit it, Mikey.